Hey there, and welcome back to our channel. Lying is something we all do from time to time. But when it comes to detecting lies, most of us aren't very good at it. Most of us have been lied to at some point in our lives, whether it was by a friend, family member, or even a stranger. Sometimes people lie to us because they want to protect us, while other times people lie to us for more malicious reasons. Either way, it can be difficult to know when someone is lying to us. After all, most people are pretty good liars. Fortunately, there are some common signs that can indicate whether or not someone is lying to you. So if you think someone may be lying to you, keep watching to see if any of these 11 signs are present. No. 1. They are overly defensive. One telltale sign that someone is lying to you is if they become overly defensive. When you accuse them of something they did wrong, rather than taking responsibility for their actions, they may become angry or agitated and start blaming you for their mistakes. For example, if you notice that your partner has been cheating on you and confront them about it, a truthful person will admit to their mistake and apologize for it. However, if they start getting angry and accusing you of things, they may be lying to you. No. 2. Their story is inconsistent. Another surefire sign that someone is lying to you is if their story is inconsistent. If you ask them a question and they give you an answer that doesn't make sense or doesn't add up, they may be trying to deceive you. For instance, let's say you come home early and catch your roommate with a strange person in their bed. When you ask what's going on, they may try to cover up by saying that it's none of your business or that you're overreacting. If their response doesn't make sense, they could be lying to you. No. 3. They avoid answering your questions. Similar to the last point, if someone is lying to you, they may avoid answering your questions directly. Instead of giving you a straightforward answer, they may try to change the subject or give you a vague response that doesn't really answer anything. For example, if you ask your friend where they were last night and they respond by saying, "Oh, I was just at home watching TV," but their clothes are dirty and they smell like they've been partying all night, they might be lying to you. No. 4. They are overly eager to please. While it's usually a good thing to want to please others, it can be a red flag if someone is lying to you and is overly eager to please you. This is because they don't want you to know the truth, which would upset you. Therefore, they'll go out of their way to make sure that you're happy with what they're retelling you. For example, let's say your partner tells you that they're going to be working late again tonight. Normally this wouldn't bother you, but lately they've been working late every night and never seem to come home before midnight. If they're always agreeing with you and never disagreeing, they may be lying to you about where they're really going. No. 5. They speak in absolutes. When someone is lying to you, they often speak in absolutes. This means they'll use words like always and never when speaking to you, because they do and want you to have any reason to believe that they are lying. For example, if you ask your friend if they took the cookies you baked and they respond with, "I never took your cookies," then they're probably lying to you. The truth is that sometimes people do take things without asking because they think they're entitled to it. But they wouldn't phrase it in such a way that makes it clear that they're doing so. No. 6. They lack eye contact. Another surefire sign that someone is lying to you is if they lack eye contact. When we're lying, we often feel guilty about it, which makes us look away when talking to you. On the other hand, if someone is being honest, they'll look you in the eye when they speak to you because they have nothing to hide. Of course, this isn't always the case. Some people simply aren't comfortable making eye contact when talking to others. So if you want to be sure that someone is lying to you, it's important to consider other signs as well. No. 7. Their body language is off. Similar to the last point, if someone's body language is off, they may be lying to you. Some common signs that someone's body language is off include avoiding eye contact, fidgeting and looking away while they're talking to you. If you notice that their body language is off and they're avoiding your gaze, they may be hiding something from you. No. 8. They change the subject. Another sign that someone is lying to you is if they suddenly change the subject when you re-talking to them. Let's say you ask your partner where they were last night, and they start talking about their day at work. If they suddenly change the subject and refuse to answer your question, they may be lying to you. Oftentimes, people will lie to avoid conflict or confrontation. So if you ask them a question that they don't want to answer, they'll try to change the subject to avoid having a difficult conversation with you. No. 9. They give you the silent treatment. The silent treatment is another common sign that someone is lying to you. Often people will resort to this tactic after they've already been caught in a lie and do want to admit it. If you notice that your friend or partner is giving you the silent treatment, it's a good idea to ask them what's wrong. If they continue to ignore you, they may be lying to you and trying to avoid the truth. Number 10. They are vague in their responses. Vague responses are another sign that someone is lying to you. Let's say you ask your partner how they spent their weekend, and they respond with, "Oh, just hanging out with some friends." While this may seem innocent enough, it's a bit vague and doesn't give you much information. If they're lying to you, they may try to avoid giving you any specific details, because they do want you to know the truth. Number 11. They contradict themselves. Finally, if someone is lying to you, they may contradict themselves. When we're lying, we often try to make our story as believable as possible. However, we may get carried away and end up contradicting ourselves. For example, let us say you ask your friend where they were last night, and they tell you that they were at a movie theater. You then ask them what movie they saw, and they respond by saying, "Oh, the new Marvel movie." However, when you check their phone, you see that they haven't been near the theater and didn't see the movie. If someone is lying to you, they may make statements that are false or contradictory because they're trying to cover up the truth. Have you ever had someone lie to you? What did you do when you found out they were lying? Share with us in the comments below. If you find this video helpful, like and share it with friends that might find insight in this too. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content. All the sources used are added in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.